Hey, this is Eli, aka Devoted Day Trader. On today's recap, I'm going to focus on the importance of pre-market low as significant support. I traded both ROKU and ARWR, which is a Arrowhead Pharmaceuticals, and both of those stocks bounced off pre-market low. I did make a mistake on ARWR, which cost me some money, but I was able to make it back on ROKU. So let's get to the trades. So ROKU, since we're already on the screen, was the third trade that I made. And on ROKU, what I saw was it sold off in the open, but it looked like it found a bottom at this dotted line and also this dash line, which is previous closing price. And the line right here is pre-market low. So in the pre-market, it was as low as 145. So it sold off to previous closing price, and it just sprouted up. And I trusted that this was a bottom because, again, this is a pre-market low, combined with the fact that we have the previous closing price. And I believe on the 5-minute we have the 200 moving average right below acting as support. So I took a long with a tight stop. My stop was the break of 145.55. So I had a tight stop, and yeah, this gave me 3 times of what I was risking. I took 75% of my position at 147.51. The plan was to wait until pre-market high to take my first partial, but I told myself, let's not be greedy. You already made 3 times the amount of what you're risking. At least pay yourself. So I took 75% here, and I still have about 25% of my position remaining, which I plan to sell at the end of the day if it gets to I'm thinking that I could potentially get to 153. So, and if not, I'll just take it off at the end of the day. But if it loses VWAP, I'm gonna take the trade off. So this was a winning trade made for the 2 losses that I had on ARWR. So on ARWR, it's a shame because this could have been a really nice trade. So the stock is in play because it's offering common is a public offering of common stocks. So they're trying to raise money for the company, and but I noticed on the daily that we were steadily going higher, and so I was long biased on this, despite the stock being down about 10%. I was long biased on it, but the mistake that I made on ARWR is that despite selling off, I took a long at this price, like around 61.95, and this was spready. Sometimes the spread between the bid and the offer was about 25 cents, 50 cents. It was jumping all over the place, and this stock I know has a daily ATR of $4.93. So I knew that this was going to be volatile, and yeah, I went long here with trusting this pre-market pivot to act as support. Went long, and it did pop up, but it was not enough for me to lock in profit. And then it came down, and I was stopped out, and my stop was actually the low of this tail, but because of slippage, yeah, I think it got me for about 20 cents of slippage. So this was I lost more than I wanted to risk, but I should have been patient because I knew that this brown line right here is pre-market low. It bounced off this level once in the pre-market, So I knew that potentially it was gonna test this level, but I jumped to the gun. So that's why the focus of today's trade is to wait to see what the stock is gonna do at pre-market low before making a decision. And if I had done that, I could have went long here with a tight risk of about 20 cents, and I could have captured this entire move. But I jumped to the gun and I was stopped out, and I taken a stab one more time. I noticed after this big move, it pulled back, it retraced about 50%, and it was hanging around VWAP. So I took a long, and but it dropped, and I was stopped out. And yeah, now it's moving higher. This stock is doing what I thought it was gonna do. I mean, I was definitely long biased on this, so but because I didn't have the right entry on the first trade, I was stopped out. Yeah, so yeah, pre-market low, this line right here is important. I mean, it's so significant because your risk is so small. If the stock looks like it's holding, you could just go long with your risk the break of pre-market low, and this gives you a really low risk, high reward trade. But yeah, but so these were the trades today. I'm glad that the Roku trade saved the day. If not, today was going to be a negative day. I'm done trading for the day. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to comment below, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.